Hello, Cancer. Thank you for everyone who's influenced by the sign of Cancer for joining me here today at this moment in space and time. I hope your travels and your journeys are all going well. And I want to apologize quickly for your reading being a couple days late. These are your general messages for October 2017. You're not alone. Leo and Virgo, unfortunately, due to my schedule and my ability sometimes to be on time. 3 of the signs, you guys are past the October 1st date, I realize, and I do apologize. So thanks for your patience and your continued support. You guys and your viewership means so much to me. It's the reason why I keep going. The format for the reading will be similar to last month, September. We are looking for October. We're going to pull some oracle cards for you guys and then relate them back as we go through a couple spreads for the general messages in this video. And then these oracle cards will carry through for the relation point for the cusp reading. So if you're born on a cusp, please check back in about a week. Those readings will be posted. And then the mini romance relationship readings will also contain the oracle card that we're choosing at this time. We're going to choose an oracle card from the Wisdom of the Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, and then one for Enchanted Compass from Colette Baron-Reid. And it's good because the one card represents the wisdom, and then the other card represents direction or sometimes action. I guess you could put it that way, okay? So let's start off. Whoa, look at this, Cancer. You guys have pulled card number 51, Milk and Honey. And this makes perfect sense to me because the feeling surrounding your signs is that you guys have done some certain exercises in receiving, certain exercises in accepting blessings, even gratuity. But there's something like this is a beneficial time for you. This is a time for you to make manifest the things that you've been dreaming of and sharing them with the world. So when it comes to like milk and honey, or this is kind of like the cryptic message of like blessings as well. I know there's a separate card for blessings, but this represents abundance, okay? And I'm glad that dreams are coming to fruition for you guys at this time. If you're kind of in a situation where you feel that that's not necessarily true for your own personal case, the message here behind this wisdom is to see the things, the blessings that are currently existing in. Take note of your comforts, what brings you comfort, and what you can become absolved in that provides comfort within your environment, okay? And being like serene. And as well, I feel this is a good time for Cancer to be attracting mutually beneficial relationships at this time. So if you're single or if you're starting to date, the feeling is that things will begin to solidify, mix and meld very well. Like milk and money. Well, sometimes milk and money or milk money, milk and honey. See the blend of the little baby elephants. He's swimming in a bowl of milk and honey, and he's like enjoying it, but at the same time he's mixing it all together. He's bringing the perfect like alchemical recipe to the perfect blend, and it's kind of like he's changing the dynamic of the things by getting in there, getting his hands dirty, and being in full enjoyment of what's going on there. So it's a good time for you guys to sit back, chillax, and be absolved in that which brings you comfort. I don't see October as being a month where you're like out there actively questing for a lot more to come in. It's like things are coming in, but it's not even requiring much effort at this time, or the things that are around you. It's really time to be in full appreciation of that and know that the time in your life at this time is to be spent enjoying and nourishing yourself with your blessings. Okay, great card to see there, you guys. Great card. That's in the wisdom. Let's see what we got up for direction. Okay, these oracle decks by Colette Baron-Reid are some of my favorites to like get the overarching messages coming through. I'm not affiliated with any card manufacturer, designer, creator, but I always like to give them recognition for when these decks come out as something that I can relate to, because like, as you know, it trickles down through YouTube and personal readings, and it benefits us all. So as well, I notice a lot of other readers pick these up from time to time. I generally stick with them. So, you guys can pull the card for the month, or I'll pull a card for you guys for the month, and it's kind of like, anytime you want to check back, make sure to check in with what these oracle cards will mean, because the tarot will give us like day-to-day type stuff, but if you're looking for like the sort of capstoning energy, that is what's coming through from these cards, okay? Now, in direction, you pulled card number 46, coming apart. So perhaps I feel some of you might be in a process of letting go of some of your independence to become more interdependent. It's like making agreements and making bonds more solid at this time almost means like giving a part of yourself. All right. So this is for those of you that are here for relationship direction. I feel at this time, what I sense for this is that you can have what it is that you're wishing for, as long as you are not blocking yourself at this time. This to me signifies more of an inner battle, more of something going on deeper within the subconscious that you may not even be aware of, where it's like, if you find that these blessings are like harder to come by, or it's just like, it's not seeming like things are going your way, we have to take a look deep down inside and say, like, on what level and how are we blocking ourselves, and how are we limiting or restricting our experience based on previous preconceived notions, or situations where it's like we're unwilling to try new things and that sort of things. Coming apart, it doesn't always mean a separation. For some of you, it could be that you've had a separation, but the feeling is like, if you're taking it hard, I would like to almost hope that you guys would be like seeing things or the reasoning behind certain separations, and see that, like, wow, inevitably what seems like what is a missed opportunity is actually a bullet that was possibly dodged. More of a metaphorical term for saying it could have gotten a lot worse, or there could have been a lot more wasted time before a decision was made to like separate yourself from something, or tear yourself away from something that previously had you captivated. Okay, so that message is there. It's interesting. It's kind of counterintuitive to see these two cards up here. The direction is, the wisdom is saying, enjoy all your blessings, enjoy everything that's there. And then 46 coming apart is like, let go of any part of yourself that is blocking you from receiving blessings. I guess we could say you want to, I think, break free from old linear thought patterns and things like that, where the subconscious is blocked, or the subconscious leaps ahead and then prevents the environment or the world at large, the 3D environment, from allowing ideas and wishes and desires to become made manifest. Okay? So that's what we're going for. Now, we're going to get into a little Celtic cross for the mundane, ticky-tacky end of tarot to see what's kind of going on with the people around you. I like this Celtic cross, even though there's a position for a card for what's in your environment. This spread to me is all about your environment, because it's like, whether you look at it scientifically, like we're products of our environment, or like for more of an esoteric new age approach where it's like our environment is a mirror for what's going on in the inner work. I like this tarot so that we can get in there and see what's really going on, maybe on a day-to-day level for you guys, maybe through you guys too. Maybe certain situations, it's like you have been asked to create, you have been asked to be the sort of the brainchild, as it were, for like certain ideas that, you know, you've been charged with, like maybe part of your career, or wanting to come forward at this time. Okay, these cards are like, they're wanting to be mixed up. Tarot is just like, I get the arrow, the repeating arrows, like keep going. Cancer's got some specific stuff that needs to come out, I feel. For those of you that have checked out the other readings, I'll make a quick apology. I'm going to try and keep this reading a bit shorter, because my old technology, the videos seem to be cutting off at 40 minutes, and some sides didn't receive like the last 2 or 3 minutes of their reading, and I'm so sorry for that. We're going to catch up with those in the roundtable videos, okay? So that's what we got going on there. All right, let's get some cards down. Like I said, I got to get this streamlined a little bit while I'm dealing with my technical issues. Hope it doesn't take away, and your reading being a day late already, let's get these cards down already. Let's do this, right? All right, bottom of the deck, you guys have pulled a Six of Pentacles. Wow, here it is. So the oracles are bang on here in this situation. It's like, where is that receptive part of yourself that is just like, doesn't sort of sometimes question things when blessings occur? It's like things happening to you guys without an expectation. You don't have to do anything for it. You don't have to feel like you're indebted to somebody sometimes when they just want to give you a gift, or spend their time with you, or, you know, give you something that makes you feel comfortable. Be open to receiving in October, and you'll find a strong return to balance for you. For some of this is time. This is like receiving time for yourself, saying, okay, I got a couple hours here, and I feel like some of you just want to like jump off the couch and be super efficient and take care of things, where it's like, maybe it's like time that we receive this free time to be at rest, okay? As well, any of you that are dealing in commerce at this time, or a situation where there is like money or property between family and friends, this is a harmonious time to get those details worked out. It's almost like this card is saying you don't want to go into the winter and like wait to deal with things until the spring. It's almost like if you can take care of it, liquidate it, or purchase it at this time and make it part of your, your environment through the winter months, like get it done at this time. Almost like some of you will be receiving a better price on things at this time, or some of you could be receiving something that, maybe it's on your borderline of your budget and you're like, I just don't know if I should get it or not. But then it's like, if you pass it up, maybe, you're finding, 6 months will go by and there won't be that opportunity to purchase that exact same thing at that exact same price. Okay. So that's what we got there in the overall. Now, let's take a look. The signifier card, the Knight of Pentacles. Wow, very interesting. So some of you will be dealing with earth signs at this time, or some of you that just have a lot of earth in your charts, indicating as well, this is a time to slow down. This is a time to take stock, take hold of your environment, of your life, and where you are at. Some of you, I feel, have that urge to quest for more, but the universe is kind of almost saying like, slow down, do the inner work, and allow it to come to you. Just relax on some of these things. And it's going to mean a great different thing for many other people. And as well, opening up, letting things in, okay? Or if you feel this sort of like this coming apart direction where you're having to let go of certain aspects of your being, of yourself, or you're going perhaps through a separation, and this could be questionable. It could be like a borderline thing with earth sign, a Taurus, a Capricorn, or a Virgo at this time. It's almost like if you were to slow down and spend some time in reflection of what's going on here. This is the knight that stops his horse beside the running stream to rest, to rejuvenate, to know that like the further he has to travel, he or she has to travel to the battle, the more tired they're going to be when they get there and the less likely they are to be victorious. So this knight is kind of like taking his time. He's valuing, it's not gender specific, but I'm like getting filled with visions of like old knights type things. So I'm going to say he, but please don't take it as gender specific. All right. It's the kind of energy where it's like if you rush in, what is that old song, Only Fools Rush In sort of thing, you want to like kind of take your time. Maybe there's something going on where it's like you're better off waiting to arrive on the scene until all the chips have already landed where they are, or the proverbial cookie has crumbled in a certain way and you weren't as affected, or you weren't as let down or disappointed, or accused of being the causation of certain things. If you're taking more of a silent witness approach, like I'm going to take my time to get there, I'm going to let other people hash things out, and then when they've come to a resolve, then I'm going to enter and be like, how can I help, right? That kind of thing. The Knight of Pentacles is very helpful, all right? Some of you, time management is huge at this time. Evaluating, like prioritizing your endeavors, your efforts, and like your time for how it's going to fit best for your schedule. And you may find this a bit tricky when dealing with other signs, even with earth signs, because timelines could be skewed. People could be asking too much of your times, or just like odd times of day where you're not normally doing those sorts of things. You might feel a bit of a loss of a sense of comfort because the demands on your, like the 24-hour clock or the 30-day calendar is just like, it's crammed full, right, is what I feel. Now, what's helping you or hindering you in this situation? We've got an Ace of Wands, the birth of creativity. And as well, this card indicates like physical love, physical relationships, like touching, caressing, like romance, the physical side of things. So let's start with that. Let's just say, like, for example, we're in a new relationship where it's like maybe we've been dating, and it's comes to that time to like sort of maybe consummate how far the relationship has come thus far. There could be some willingness because with the act of lovemaking becomes confused with like how committed we are, or how indebted we are to this lover or to this other person, right? Which has a lot to do with what came up here with coming apart. So if that's your case, it's like maybe choosing to wait, or knowing when the time is right, or making sure like that whole Meatloaf song where it's like, he wants her to make love to him, but she says, will you love me in the morning, and are you going to be committed to me, and that sort of thing. Those conversations, those topics, Cancer, could come up, and there could be some discussions that need to be had around this as well. For birth of creativity as well, some of you are just in a situation where you're waiting for some inspiration. You're waiting to be inspired. Maybe you have a lot going on in your relationships, or your time sharing with other people in your journey right now, and you may be feeling like creatively you could be a bit blocked, but all I sense that is more of a time management issue. It's like if you really went in and you wanted to get deep, you'd have to turn the tech off and, have less things booked for that day so you could spend an entire day getting going on a project where it's like maybe you spend 5-10 minutes and then the phone rings. It's like, oh, you're off over here to the other side of town to take care of one of your other hobbies, or to go do something that your lover or one of your family members is interested in, or doing favors for other people, and then it's like, oh, where did all the time go, kind of thing. All right. Wow, another ace crowning this reading, the Ace of Swords coming up here. You guys are searching for truth. You guys are wanting to know what other people's intentions are at this time. You may find yourself very inquisitive, asking a lot of questions of other people, and not like letting people dance around these subjects. It's like you want to know, you have to know, and you have to be able to sort of like mentally chronicle it for yourself. Because, the feeling here is that you're not wanting or to deal with, or you're having to be very careful to stay away from any sort of hypocrisy or hypocritical people at this time. This is not suiting you very well in sort of this journey or this path that you're on to uncover certain truths. So maybe it's a situation where you are asking a partner to be more open to you, or your partner could be asking, laying it on the line, like, Cancer, be honest with me. What are your expectations? What are your experiences? And tell me more about how you view your interpersonal relationships. And these questions are coming direct, they're coming fast, I feel, and that sort of thing. Okay, moving on. Coming in from the past, Nine of Wands reverse. Okay, these blessings that are coming to you, I feel, came as a result of you not giving up. It came as a result of you guys not, in certain situations, taking no for an answer, or not being willing to compromise too much to bend to somebody else's expectations or motives at this time. And it's almost, unfortunately, what I feel here is that October is going to be a little bit more, you're in the trenches still. You are still working through it. You're still dealing with these situations, okay? And it's because I feel that you haven't maybe taken the time to rest. I really feel like you almost could send out a mass email or tell certain people, like, we need to return to this at a later date. Maybe where you're in a project where it's like there are many people involved, and it's like it's not moving forward, it's not getting anywhere, and it's kind of like you might be the one in the group that has to stand up and say, look, let's take 30, 60, 90 days away from this, and then come back after more research or more investigation is done, so then we can move forward. This has like the resonance of like beating your head against the gym locker trying to get it open, because just because you can't figure out the combination lock, it's not going to do you any good. So I would rather see you guys taking the rest and relaxation you need, rather than kind of fighting for something that is like an exercise in futility, so to speak, okay? Foundation of this reading, a King of Cups. This is good. This is emotional maturity. This is you guys taking care and looking out for yourselves and your loved ones in this situation with a clear mind and an open heart, okay? So this is really good. I feel that other people will be attracted to this energy and attracted to you through the month of October. I see harmony in relationships at this time, and you guys kind of being the glue that's holding it all together for whatever it is. Nothing's going to come up, I don't feel, that you're not going to be able to sort through with your sort of mature emotional, I'm going to call it emotional intellect, which some of the other signs, they fight to attain more of it, which is A, why they're attracted to you, and B, why you may find that they are like very inquisitive of you, or you may be trying your best to see how they fit into your life, which is okay to do that. It's a strong emotional maturity that is at the foundation of this reading, so it lets me know that your direction is clear. There is support coming from behind. There is like source energy or universal support saying, don't worry to lay down. Don't worry to take a rest. Don't worry to maybe feel that you're only given 85, 90%, because it's like, if your energy is draining out, take time for you. You can be so giving, Cancer, and so, Yeah, like giving. So let's start receiving, okay? In the near future, we've got justice, okay? Some of you might be in situations where some smaller tasks or things need to be taken care of with some mediation, some sort of counseling, or some sort of advocacy from a lawyer or a special rights, a human rights group. I get the senses of that coming forward for you. If you the reason you've been fighting so hard is because there has been some certain injustices that have sort of crept in that you didn't think were a big enough deal, or maybe you didn't think that you had a firm ground to stand on to fight for your right over something. There's going to be some clarity that's attained that's given you the green light to go ahead and fight for your position through some sort of thing. Again, Human Rights Council Commission coming up for some of this. For others of you, this is, straight up in a court of law type situations. And for others of you, this goes back to this Six of Pentacles, where it's like, you know what? You've been giving for so long. The source energy is saying you're going to have an opportunity to receive and to enjoy. And please be fair with yourself. Don't block these things, okay, Cancer? All right, in your environment, we got the Magician reversed. So some of you might just be seeing like that old saying, like living the dream. There could be some certain situations where it's like, for those enlightened Cancers, the fine veil between dream and reality is kind of like shifting, and it's kind of mirroring. It's like, that old saying when people say, I'm keeping it real, right? Cancer, for you, this isn't really your mandate right now. This Magician reverse is letting me know that you're okay with things being a little bit dreamy, a little bit unforeseen, like enjoying uncovering the mystery, whether that's a person or whether that's a new environment. It's like retaining the magic comes from not having to figure everything out down to the nth degree. Allow some mystery exist. Allow adventures to beckon at you at this time, to lead you to places never been before. The Magician in your environment saying it's like it's a wide open type environment, and you guys are going to be having some free time to do the things that you want to do for yourself. So as well, some of you might be feeling that resources are questionable on the line, right? We have this Knight of Pentacles. So something going on for some of you, like whether it's a court case, whether it's, something that you've got in the dealing, it's like there could be money going out and it's got you worried, but this Magician reverse is letting you know it's kind of like if you're unwilling to go through the rest of the steps or be resourceful, it's money that could be lost and gone. But if you do decide to follow things through and take action on certain things, that money's going out have the potential to come back in at this time as well, okay? Very neat, very interesting to see that. Make sure that you're taking the time and you are, whatever investments you're doing on a personal level, that they are tools or licenses that are going to help protect you and help you put yourself in a better position to do with what you want to do without having to leaving yourself open to any kind of liability at this time. All right. So, the best path to follow, we got 8 of Wands reversed, okay? So, again, it's huge. Slow down, Cancer, slow down. Excuse me. We've got it coming back to the signifier card. The slowest moving knight in the deck is the Knight of Pentacles. And the 8 of Wands means like, it's almost like if you try to be too efficient, if you try to get too much done and multitask with 3 or 4 things in the go, you're going to be less effective and less successful. Rather, if you just slowed down, took one thing at a time, make sure you're double checking grammar and intention and things like that when it comes to social media, email, these letter writing, phone conversations, things like that, okay? Clear communication is going to be your best path to follow, and slowing down. All right, almost like I should take that advice as your reader. I'm just spewing information at you. Maybe I need to slow down. All right, now in your hopes and fears, we got reversal on this 8 of Pentacles. Perhaps you guys are concerned that a lack of focus on something is going to leave you with the short end of the stick. Perhaps you're feeling like you've been doing something and sort of the magic might be lost, or you're not as happy with the finished you're not as happy with the finished product as you were a time ago or a little while ago. The 8 of Pentacles is saying and again, it comes back to this veil between reality and sort of your spiritual journey, I feel, for a lot of you, and your time management here. This is kind of like saying, don't be afraid of missed opportunity. Missed opportunity is like a thought form. It's only a mental creation. If the opportunity was there and present in the moment, there would be no fear of missing the opportunity because it would be right there at your doorstep. So don't go out seeking for these things that you're wishing for. You actively go out and pursue them, and then maybe if it doesn't happen right away, then it becomes a fear. It becomes an apprehension, like, oh no, I may miss out. I might lose out. It's kind of like, well, easy come, easy go kind of thing, right? Where it's like, if it was meant for you, it wouldn't be a dogfight. We wouldn't have to carry this Nine of Wands energy through. If it was truly meant for you, it's like you will realize these opportunities and these inspirations when you slow down and they start arriving at your door. And now I'm not saying don't like give up on your entrepreneurial spirit or your go-get-'em type attitude, Cancer. I'm just saying it's like if what you're fighting for, if it's, some people say if you don't have to fight for it, it's not worth having. I'm giving you some counterintuitive advice is saying if it's meant for you, it's going to be there with the sake of ease, right? That sort of thing. So some of you will be struggling to find that balance, or in terms of coming apart, you're just really going to be trying to discern like how much investment in your time and energy is worth what it is you're chasing. And if it's that much of a struggle, do we really need to be like pouring our heart into it at this time? All right. Overall outcome, should nothing change, Four of Pentacles. I feel, Cancer, you guys aren't going too far in October. A lot of things are going to be stationary. Source is inevitably just saying, like, take your time. If you're out in the world and you feel blocked, you're having a bad day, or things just you're not getting the lucky bounce, things aren't going your way, refer back to this reading, please, because you've got these comforts, you've got what it is, and I see you questing for more. But in order to be effective questers, or like the kind of the hero in this journey, if we want to like pull this up and be reminded of our foundations, it's like you guys kind of got to stay put. Create the attraction by you not bending to other people's whims and schedules and saying, you know what, I've got my own life to lead. I got my own decisions to make, and I've got to schedule time to take care of things in my life, to take stock of what I have. And that does mean slowing down. It does mean taking those extra hours in the home and in the sanctuary, away from out busting your balls, driving across town, doing this, doing that, doing the other thing, right? That's what's going on. Okay, Cancer. So that's kind of was a specific message for a lot of you. We're going to have a quick look at the chakras and the energy centers in the body just for a few more. I pray to God that the reading doesn't cut off like the last ones have. I truly hope not, Cancer, because I have old tech and I don't have time to watch like the 40 minutes of the readings that I do for you guys. So when I listen to them and I know the sound works and I know the camera wasn't half cocked and tilted off into outer space, I'm like, okay, it's good. And then thankfully to the hardcore subscribers that commented and said, oh, you know what, the endings of the videos aren't there, and I'm so sorry for that. Hopefully, Cancer, we can get yours all squeezed in here. If not, if it does it again, what I'll do is I will pull some extra cards for you at the next round table, okay? That's what's going on, and I'll try and streamline it. We'll try and keep it going. You guys got busy lives to live. I hope you are enjoying it. I hope you are just like grab the big bowl of ice cream and lit the candles and sat down to watch this, because it's always good. All right, typically for other signs, I haven't been doing this, but I took the action to look at the bottom of the deck, so I'll present it to you in a Seven of Water. These are your options. These are your choices. These are your heart's desires, kind of like all culminating or meshing up in your mind and up in your conscious thinking, all right? The Seven of Cups, or the Seven of Water in this case, is like saying to you, there's a lot that has come into your life recently, a lot that you have to be proud of. And I think your responsibility has increased somewhat exponentially as well surrounding a situation. And you're looking to sort of like chronicle, document, compartmentalize certain things so that you're not kind of like chasing your tail or running amok, so to speak. The universe is asking you to prioritize so that you can move more efficiently. You can take action with confidence more readily because you know already that, project A is most important to you. Person B is even more important, right? And then it's kind of like when it comes to allotment of your time and energy, you guys will do a lot better once you know the fullness of what it is you're getting into from week to week, so that, come Wednesday, Thursday afternoon, you're not dog tired and having to break plans or beat yourself up over something that you might have let fall through the cracks, kind of thing. Okay? Now, in your root chakra, you guys have pulled card number 2, the Maiden. So this is really nice. So this is you guys like, this King of Cups comes up again when I see this card. This is like self-respect shining through. This is you guys continuing on without like not taking no for an answer, and not compromising to the point where your happiness is at risk. Be sure to gauge your level of happiness on a daily level. Take the time to slow down, enjoy your food, your diet, and listening with authenticity, laughter, things of this nature, music even, full appreciation of this milk and honey, of this wisdom. It's like when the good times are rolling, don't stop them from rolling, but slow down the wheels enough so you're like, okay, yes, this feels nice. This feels worth it. This is like what it is. It's all about. Some of you might be going for relaxation, massage. I see spa days here. I see time spending, like getting your body happy and healthy again. A good card to see there. One chakra up, you guys have pulled card at number 18, Thought. Okay, and this is good because this is you guys, getting back to that inspiration or creative. You have to. And I know I sound like dad. It's like, you have to, you must. I'm sorry for that. It's just a speech pattern I get into when these messages come in. Thought in creativity means planning. It means developing an outline. It means developing a game plan. It's like, even though it's not competition based, the thought behind creativity is allowing yourself the space, the energy, the environment for which creation can flow, for which creativity can flow. If this means dimming the lights, dim the lights. If it means turning the heat up a little bit, it does. If it means turning off the phone and locking the door for a little while, then do what you must, right? Or actually telling people, I am not available, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday this week. And you may have to state that like on a Monday morning, so that you are telling the universe that you're ready for the creative energy to come through because you have set aside the time, or you have made it a priority. Okay, it's kind of like conscious clinical thinking about creating the setting, like an author of a book, creating the setting so that it's conducive for the flow of creativity, okay, and that sort of thing. It's like the old monk. It's like, don't talk to me about my soul and the wisdom of the universe until my belly is full, kind of thing, which means, he has a lot easier time letting the chi or the energy flow through him or her when other criteria of daily life is met, sort of thing. Okay. All right, one up in the solar plexus, our willpower and our intuition. We've pulled this Ace of Water card. So for some of you, there is a situation where new relationships are reaching a point of a deeper commitment, I feel, or you guys are deciding if you're all in, or if your partner is all in at this time, and intuitively you could be looking at potential suitors or potential prospects for love and relationships, even narrowing the field, I feel, to give maybe somebody a commitment, or to actually say, I need more time before, maybe we have some fun between the sheets, or I need more time before I'm willing to, make sure that I tell you that I can give you 3 nights a week, or we can have date night twice a week, kind of thing. Because again, I feel you're very busy. Emotional connections are very important to you, and a lot of people are attracted to you through this month of October, Cancer. Okay, so keep that in mind. It's like kind of you have to be yourself. Sorry for this, and I hate editing, so I'm gonna fumble and apologize my way through this. This Ace of Cups reversal in your lower Tao is saying the self-love, the self-respect is there, it's behind you, and it's supporting you. Now, can we bring this forward so that is recognized by the other partner in the relationship or the other people in a group, so that the respect you have is mirrored and is met by other people. It doesn't mean you have to go out and demand respect. It would just like kind of, or fight for respect. It would just kind of come naturally through your amount of self-love and through your ability to, pull yourself away from situations when they get, adverse, and engage even more so when you feel that the chi is flowing, when you feel that you are in the right place at the right time for it to actually be happening. All right, now, this is kind of interesting. We got 5 Earth up in your heart. So, this is kind of tricky. This is somebody who feels that maybe they got the short end of the stick. And that came up a little bit earlier in this reading. Or if you've been, like, obviously as the card says, like, dealt a bad hand. See the lady? It's like something went on where it's like maybe your heart feels like it was fated, or perhaps it's coming apart for those of you that have just recently been through a separation where it's like, I'm trying to help you see that you may have dodged a bullet here and you don't have to be taking things too hard. What you're letting go of probably could have ended up hurting you a lot more in the long run than what you were kind of like giving it, power, that you were like, oh, it's the source of my happiness, when really, if you would have had things left unchecked, it could have been a lot more damaging to you in the long run. Let's just have a quick look at the clarifiers to get into this and see what's going on. Oh my goodness. Poppers, jumpers. We're going to take it, the Lenormand, like a story, okay? So some of you definitely could have been betrayed. Somebody who kind of could have got into your heart without your best interest in mind. They were very, very charismatic, even manipulative at times. And it's like you did everything for them. You went to the nth degree and even gave up on some of your other responsibilities and relationships to make sure that you did your best for this person. But the loyalty wasn't there. It wasn't returned to you, right? And the connection that you thought you had, it existed very strongly in the moment. And whatever charm or charisma this person brought forward to you, it had you on cloud 9. It had you feeling like this was the one. This was the ultimate, right? And then, wow, look at this. Somebody could have been let down, or clear intentions weren't even made in person, maybe by somebody who was immature. And I do feel that this is an earth sign at this time as well. This could have strongly just been a Taurus or Capricorn who got cold feet, or like dipped out or ghosted on you, and then you were just like, F, they couldn't even do it in person, right? What a jerk that is, right? And it does have male energy behind it, okay? Because I feel just like the majority of the people checking this out is more applicable to, all right? Somebody got the better of you. Somebody got the best of you. They were kind of all up in your kitchen and in your headspace, and they weren't paying any rent. They weren't doing you any good, but they really had you stymied. They really had you smitten with them because they might have been really cute. They might have been really like portrayed themselves as being quite vulnerable when really maybe they weren't, right? And it left you feeling like you didn't have a choice. Like that's why it's kind of like has this fatalistic imprint on this card. It's like, no, it honestly, it wasn't you. You might have just got tied up with a jerk face, okay? All right, communication. We've got this 8 of Fire coming up here. So we had the reversal in the Celtic cross. Now when we look at chakra, this is kind of messages and communication. Be very articulate this month in what you're trying to say. And if it is coming through messages, letter writing, technology, social media, it's kind of like you're going to have to really want to watch your verbiage and your nomenclature, because as we all know, text doesn't have any intention or emotion behind it. And sometimes people can take things the wrong way if it like comes back too quickly, right? It's like we're all sort of getting used to like the proper way to text, or the proper syntax to use, so that people don't get butthurt if 2 words are out of order, and then because they might be thinking one way and it was never your intention to convey those words with that intention or that meaning behind it, because English is so effed to begin with, that words have 3, 4, 5 different meanings sometimes, and different meanings throughout different generations and that sort of thing. Make sure you're taking the time to articulate messages, especially if you're not delivering them in person, okay? Now, up here in the soul searching card, we pulled card number 12, the counselor. All right. Spirit guides and angels, you are supported by the universe this time. Listen to your higher self whenever you can. If you're in the gap, in a period of silence or meditation, listen for those subtle voices that come in. Listen for them clues that if somebody says something and maybe you're like not unintentionally like overhearing another conversation, but there could be like a message that comes through somebody's, and they weren't even talking to you, you just kind of picked it up, but you set an intention and you applied it to something that you were thinking about in that moment in space and time. It could benefit you very well, because this is messages coming in from the universe. This is guiding messages coming in from source at this time that maybe like, there's not going to be somebody like to tell that to you there in your face, but the clue, the hint, the message is coming from a more etheric place, from a higher vibration, and you just kind of have to tune yourself like a radio frequency to be able to pick up on those things. All right. Now, on the card in from source is this 3 of water card here. Now, again, I feel like you guys, maybe October isn't going to be the most inspiring month. Maybe I feel like you're just going to have to take time away from relationships this month for many of you, not for all of you now, but if you are feeling overwhelmed at this time, or if you feel like your energy is being drawn or pulled at from many different directions, be okay to say to the people that you share your love with in your life that you need some me time. You need some time to take stock and to take hold and take care of yourself. And if Cancer, you're mature enough emotionally to spend time in solitude without having the longing or the loneliness, go ahead and do it, to take some time to define self, to define journey, and to divine. Well, define means sometimes to divine it for yourself. What brings about your happiness? Where is the goal of bliss? Where does it sit? How far do you have to go and get to it? Or is it something, like I said, that could be delivered to you at your door without you like needing to go out and prove anything to anyone at this time? Okay. Those are your messages, Cancer. I hope you enjoyed this reading and you got some benefit, some worth in it. As always, know that I love you all, and we'll see you next time.